It's showing on the film what we're doing here, okay? Okay, this is easy. So take a look at this, right? Here's what you're going to graph. Y equals -2 square root x minus 3. We're going to close the parenthesis, and then plus 2. Let me ask you something here. You're going to translate this, right? You learned how to do this first semester. You're going to translate this. Right there, okay? How far would you move this? You know how to do this. It's like what you did with quadratics. How far, the starting point, right? The starting point it has, right here, what we call the initial point, okay? Where this thing starts, okay? How far are you going to move it for this problem? Okay, over right, how far? 3 right and up 2. You got it. You're going to move it 3 right and up 2. Does that make sense? Remember, it's the opposite to get out of the square root, and it's the same when you're outside the square root. So 3 to the right, the opposite of -3 is +3, and 2 up, just like quadratics, right? That's where the first point will be, the initial point. Okay? And you guys can go type this in, right? And just make sure you put a -2 there, not a positive. I mean, not a -2, but a -2 there. And go graph it. And what you should see is something that starts right there. You guys getting that? Now, once again, I've done the whole graph. Oh my gosh, man, let's look at wait. Oh, you go because you go plus? Wait, just let me see it again. Oh, no, okay, all right, let me show you. No, that's all right. Okay, just go the whole thing on. Let me show you. Now, go again. -2. Okay, square root. Okay, and then what? X minus 3. Minus 3. Stop. Okay, now you see it's right there. All right, now you got a right arrow over. You got to get out of the square root. Okay, now put down +2. Now what's going back up the square? There it is right there. Okay, you got it. All right, so everybody good so far? All right, now, hey, look at the graph. Did you guys notice to get out of the square root, you got a right arrow over? Okay, so yeah, because if you don't, the square root radical bar will keep going, right? It'll be still inside. So when you get to the +2, you got a right arrow out of the square root, and then put the +2 at the end. Okay, all right. Let me ask you this. Look at the values now on the table. Okay, so do you have the point 32? Is it all right? So now give me another point. Okay, so 40. Okay, let's see. Look at it. There's 40. Okay, now give me another point. 7 -2. Okay, sure enough, there's 7 -2. Give me one more point. Okay, there you go. There's that point right there. Okay, all right, now all you gotta do is take out the pencil, connect the points together, right? There we go. And then you get your graph. Okay, so what's the initial point? The point where it starts at as well. At 3,2, right? The point's at 3,2, right? Right there, it's at 3,2. Okay, so now can you tell me what the domain is? What's the smallest x you got? 3. What's the biggest x you're going to get? Infinity. So it's going to be 3 infinity straight curvy. You got it. 3 infinity straight curvy. Look how easy this is now for you guys. First semester you guys struggle with this. Now it's like, oh, it's easy. Okay, all right, now what's the smallest y you get? Negative infinity. What's the biggest y you get? 2, right? Okay, so remember, don't do this, don't do 2, okay, to start with, but rather it's negative infinity to start with, right? And then it goes to 2, so it's negative infinity 2, and once again, it's curvy straight, right? And that's it, that's all you gotta do on this today. Making sense so far? Okay, now once you've done that, then tell me the points that you're getting. Tell me the nice points that you're getting. Are you getting the point -4, -1? Everybody getting that? Okay, all right, good. All right, so now give me ones that are on the graph. So give me another nice point. Isn't it like negative 3, 2? Are you getting that? Negative 3, 2? Sure enough, that's what you get. Negative 3, 2. Isn't it like negative 5, negative 5, negative 4? Good job. You get that point. Okay. Now there's another. Isn't it like negative 12, negative 7? Right. Good job. Negative 12, negative 7. And then there's one that just barely creeps off the graph, which is 5. And then 5, 4, is it? Oh, 4, 5. My fault. 4, 5. There you go. 4, 5. Okay. So you're gonna kind of approximate where that is. Okay. All right, and then you're ready to draw your snake, right? So then go out and just connect the points together and draw the snake. There's the snake with the arrows at the end, right? Okay, you got your cube root graph. Okay, now you're gonna notice something here. So what's the domain for this? What's the domain? Negative infinity to positive infinity, curvy, right? And what's the range for this? Negative infinity, positive infinity, curvy. Are you picking up on the fact that whenever it's a cube root, it's always like that? Cube root's always negative infinity, positive infinity, curvy, always. The cube roots, the square roots are different, but the cube roots are always the same thing. It's always like that. Make sense? Go on.